It's time for America's #1 new podcast, The Reality Check. These guys believe reality is the truth as they see it. The Reality Check. Now, here's your host, Mike Scully.
Hello, America, and welcome to The Reality Check. This is Hurricane Helene's edition. Got the boys scrambled across Fort Myers into the studio. And I have my guy, Jay Nick from Free Shoes University. You surviving, Johnny?
I am, always.
Great to have you, buddy. And obviously the man from Mobile, Alabama, where he went to the University of South Alabama. And you don't want to be up there today with this hurricane.
No. I'm just glad the hurricane is 100 miles that way.
But Patrick Trick Leslie, good to see you, brother.
Good to be here.
And our man that always throws down the Yoda knowledge, Carl C. Nick Nicolosi.
Man, glad I didn't take my Lexus out. Johnny, thanks for picking me up in your big GMC Denali.
Oh,
thanks, brother.
Drop in there.
And always.
You're welcome, sir.
On the board, the man, the myth, the legend, the owner of Shooter's Bar and Grill, the Shooter.
I'll be damned if I let any water get in my house. I got Flex Seal Flood.
And some sandbags and one hell of a dog.
That's right.
So, guys, how we doing?
Fantastic.
Everybody surviving?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we've obviously,
we are here.
I mean, some of us have PTSD more than others because you guys struggled through with Ian.
All good.
So, okay. Well, we're hoping for the folks up in Tallahassee, up there at Free Shoes U, that they survive this evening with this getting bad. But it's what we live to live in this beautiful spot.
Hell of a year they're having up there in Tallahassee.
Maybe it'll turn things around. It'll turn things around for
Maybe
them.
it's a big cleansing that's coming through.
There you go.
Something.
They need something.
I didn't want to say the word, but it's just like maybe.
Yeah, because they're coming for. Are you in Miami or are you in Tallahassee this year for that game?
Miami, I think.
Okay,
right?
So another hurricane's not coming is what I'm asking.
Good pun.
See what I did there?
That.
Yeah.
I like that.
I wasn't thinking, so it just came out naturally.
That USA education pounded out.
I'd rather have a natural hurricane than actually going to Miami and playing those because they look good this year.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Going to be interesting.
Well, we hope everybody stays safe and nobody gets hurt and there's not too much damage. But again, living in this beautiful state's what we have to deal with for about 90 days.
Speaking of beautiful.
Well, how about the fact that the WNBA season ended last evening?
I thought that was just the first game.
No, it's over. She's out.
Oh, the goldenness.
Viewership.
Not the goldenness.
Viewership.
Goldenness.
Not the goldenness, the franchise.
Oh, sorry.
All right, we need to restate that.
My apologies.
I have to. We're going to move on to talking about the President's Cup and NIL here in a second. But I had never watched the WNBA until this season, and I watched solely because I think she's special and I think she's generational talent. I
second that.
But last night, watching the Connecticut team, the pettiness, the jealousy,
Totally agree.
and I'm going to say it flat
That
out.
was the first game that I saw too.
The flat
Scully.
out black-white thing has got.
Well, tell me about it because I didn't
stop.
watch it. So tell me all
it
about
was
it.
awful. And I mean, and what the hell are the referees thinking? I mean, there were two blatant fouls on Caitlyn last night that cost Indiana probably 5 points, maybe 6 points.
You couldn't be more wrong.
Oh, do tell.
Do tell, John. Do tell.
You did not watch the game, did you?
I made it on bated breath because I didn't see any of the games. So please tell me.
Please enlighten.
So anytime a rookie or a freshman comes into a situation, a team, anything that has that much notoriety, that much of a chip on the shoulder, like they've got to go through the gauntlet.
Not
man.
in this case, John.
They've got to go through the gauntlet.
Not in
She
this
has
case.
to pay her dues. Everything will change. She just needs to keep her shit together.
No.
She needs to keep playing, keep
But
a
here
good
again,
attitude.
the referees have to call the game.
But
They
that's
have
it.
to call
That's
the
every
game.
sport.
No, it's
that's
not.
every sport.
Not in the WNBA.
Yes, it
it's not.
is.
It was so obvious.
You guys are trying to
was
make
so
it about.
obvious.
You're trying to make it about something.
It
It's not
is.
about nothing. Anybody who's come into a team or come into a league or anything, you basically.
All I got to say about that.
Thank you. Just really threw me off my train of thought. Now I'm back on. Anybody that comes in, I don't care what sport you're in.
Not in
If
this
you
case.
are the top dog, there is people wanting to gun you down, just like the song.
What?
I'm telling you, and
I won't back down.
it is what it is, and she has to pay her dues. You can't just come in like some princess on a white horse and thinking you're going to get treated with whatever. It's just not going to happen. So I'm just telling you, I hear you. I know what you guys are witnessing and seeing, but man, fast forward if she can just keep it together. Fast forward, sophomore, freshman year in the league, it's gonna be different.
John,
So
what if she comes on a horse of many colors like the Wizard of Oz as opposed to a white horse? Is that okay?
whatever.
Have y'all seen that? The horse changes
Rainbow.
colors.
Johnny,
in the Wizard of Oz?
we're gonna turn off the NBA just like I did last night.
All right,
I'm going to
that's
tell
my
you.
thought. I know what you're gonna say, and we've already talked about it.
No. You are right. I mean, Michael Jordan went through the growing pains of getting the crap beat out of him. Okay, but this was a little bit different. Stop it, Patrick. This is a serious point, or I'm going to punch you in the face.
Okay, will I get a technical?
But calling the game the right way. There are certain things that it's the no foul. I get that, but now you got to give a jump shooter place to land, and then Carl and I watched it. She got tackled last night. It was awful. All right, so here we go. We're going to end it right here.
It's called
WNBA women, ladies, you're on notice. And according to John's law and rules, she's coming for, what did they say in my favorite movie with Kurt Russell and Doc Holliday?
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
But I'm coming. I'm bringing hell with me. She's going to come and she's bringing hell with her next year.
Yeah,
so on to the next thing.
Yep, that's it.
Let's talk about a little more civil sport. The U.S. is up in Canada playing the President's Cup. And obviously, this is one that's not going to see any television coverage.
Oh, Canada. You're not going to say that?
Yeah.
I got in trouble for singing Wizard of Oz when I made a reference to the horse of many colors from Wizard of Oz. No.
Hey, don't be sensitive.
Oh,
on me today.
I just know. Honestly, I haven't watched anything about it. I haven't. So I haven't. I don't want to.
It doesn't matter. I wanted to hear, oh, Canada. That's what you normally. Whenever I hear Canada, that's what you do.
Maybe but not. I don't,
all right.
I don't know this. Oh, Canada, you speak of.
Okay.
Well, the U.S. is up there. When we came in the studio from the Hurricane, they were up in, I think, the first round series of matches. They were up 3-2.
How's Adam Scott doing?
Adam Scott was winning his match.
Was he?
Yes, he
was.
was.
Why do you ask, Carl?
Well, I mean, yeah, he made his debut in 2003 and has yet to win.
Well, yes, because the U.S. has won the last 9 President's Cups.
Yes.
And that's why nobody, frankly, is going to watch it like nobody watched the WNBA. It's going to be unviewed this week. It's in a football weekend. It's buried. It's not the Ryder Cup because there's no competition.
So who is it between? Forgive my ignorance. It's between
it's the international. So it's anybody outside Great Britain and Europe.
Okay, so they need a Caitlyn Clark to make it interesting.
Well,
because otherwise no one's watching it.
I'm going to kick your ass. You're right, and it's because the competition they haven't won.
Right.
I mean, the Ryder Cup, I have particular interest in it just for the fact that Medina number 3 just got a brand new renovation, and they're actually going to host the President's Cup in 2026, the next time it comes on American soil. So
where's it being played right now?
It's in Royal Montreal, at Royal Montreal Golf Club.
Canada.
In Canada.
Sorry. I meant where in Canada. Sorry, where in Canada. My bad.
So
Don't give me the stink eye, Johnny.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that plays out over the weekend, but it's going to be slow and probably not watched. So, but we had a little golf blurb in there, guys. All right, let's move into college football. And before we get into the next segment, when we get into picks and talking about games, that a lot of things have happened this week that in my eyes have gotten out of control. The NIL is starting to really damage the brand. You had the quarterback from UNLV, Matthew Sluka, because of his demands for his NIL not being paid the way he thought they should be paid, has quit the team and is redshirting and is going to transfer. And then you had, what's his name? Bear Alexander from USC has done the same thing. Now, when, gentlemen, is this going to stop? Because this is a situation. I'll give you little tidbits on this young man, Bear Alexander. 2018, he was at Terrell High School in Texas. 2019, he was at Skyline High School in Texas. 2020, he was at Denton High School in Texas. 2021, he was at IMG Academy. So his 4 years in high school, he went to 4 different schools. Enrolls at Georgia under NIL. Transfers to Southern Cal. Took a bag, and I mean bag of money, and a penthouse in downtown Los Angeles to go to USC. And now he's redshirting himself, and he's going to transfer again. So in my eyes, I'm on my soapbox here, and you guys are sitting here looking at me like, oh God. But this is a fundamental issue. It's going to ruin college football. So when are the coaches going to stand up and say, you know what, I'm not doing it? And more thing is, when are the parents going to step up and quit coddling their frickin' kids? I mean, this has gotten out of control. Any thoughts on this?
The NCAA has created a monster. Reggie Bush now is suing the NCAA and USC for not reparations, but for, what is it? Back pay for the money lost in NIL. So you just wait. He's not going to be the first one that's going to say, I want my money.
Well, they need to get rid of NIL and just call it free agency.
Yeah, it's a Pandora's box.
Do you want answers to your question?
I want answers to my questions. I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth, because the truth is these universities are screwed. Why are they even going to class? Because it doesn't matter now. Because here's the thing with you hit me with the USC guy, so it sounds like a guy that's never happy, and someone always wants him because he has potential. So they always make excuses for him until he gets there, and they can't make any more, and then he leaves. That's what's happened with this kid. That's what's going to continue to happen to him.
Right.
The kid from UNLV is a little different. He came from Holy Cross. $100,000 is what they were supposed to pay this kid. $100,000 in Vegas. Do you understand? That's like $10 in NIL money for universities. UNLV does not have the money to pay him.
And they put out the statement that they said they weren't responsible for that.
And because they said it by word of mouth. Scully, my word is oak, like in Jerry Maguire. The kid apparently, allegedly, let me be very clear on that. I do not know. I haven't seen it firsthand. This is information I've been given. Was told, if you come here, we will give you $100,000. Mm-hmm. I can't fault the kid. He's not getting paid because now all of a sudden, oh, we don't have it in writing. There's nothing we can do. I'm sorry, but you're going to play for us, right? Thank God that he was smart enough to wait till after week 3 and pull himself, because now he's a redshirt freshman and he can go back into the portal, I guess, and get paid between $500,000 and $1.5 million to play quarterback somewhere and actually make some decent money. Because everything I've been told, even though he's a good quarterback, because he's a running quarterback, his passing percentage is like 42%, and he is not NFL material. This is the only payday this kid's going to get. He was sold a bag of goods by UNLV. They didn't come through, and they dropped the ball like it's hot. So here's the problem we have. The NCAA likes to rule they like to observe and then make a ruling, as opposed to putting plans in action that could have eliminated all this to begin with. They need to make it a sub-NFL team. Don't make these kids go to school. They have one job. It is a job. It is nothing different than the custodian at these universities. They have a job. The custodian doesn't go to school there. He may, but most likely he just gets a check. These kids that play football are the same way. Hire them as employees. Then you don't have to worry about them making grades. You don't have to worry about them being destructive in class. Then the people that actually want to get to education can, because remember, apparently that doesn't mean anything. All that matters is money. Getting an education isn't important enough. That's not worth their time and not worth their experience in college, because that means nothing. Now, to me, that actually had to pay for my shit, it meant a lot, because it gave me a college education that helped me build on my life. But apparently for them, that doesn't mean shit. The only thing that matters is money. So you caught me on a soapbox with these motherfuckers. I am so sick and tired of hearing about how the education isn't enough. It doesn't matter. And all I want is money. Fine. Make them fucking employees. Make them not go to school. Make them just show up to work and practice. If you don't, find them like you do in the NBA or in the NFL.
I'm rich and I'm dead sick.
Because right now they are treating them the same way. This kid's leaving and doing what he wants to do. I can't blame him, but it's like a job that he learned from watching these pros. When they don't get paid or they don't think they're getting paid enough, they sit out like a bunch of fucking pussies and don't play.
Okay.
John, why don't you talk a little bit about Jack? He's overseas right now trying to play some soccer, right? And what did his academy tell him about education and college and soccer out there?
So in different countries and everywhere else, they like the likelihood of these kids making lightning strike. You got 1, 2, 3 out of, I don't know, 5,000 that are going to make it. So it's important that you have a backup plan and embrace that backup plan. And that's what college used to be. So, he's hurt right now, and he's now focusing on, you know what? School's really interesting. I wish, because I'm so bored because I can't train like I used to, I wish I could do in-person classes. So I think that the NCAA, the lawyers, the policymakers are really missing a big opportunity to basically emphasize how special
to help these kids, right?
Just how special, how special going to class and learning and just taking advantage of just the opportunity that they have. So yeah, I don't want to, things are a business. Even overseas, it's a business. If you're not performing, you get put down the ladder. It just is what it is. Trick, I love your analysis other than the F-bombs. Really, really spot on.
Because fuck them, that's why.
It's different overseas because over there's no coddling. If you are not performing, you get moved down the level, and you kept getting moved down the level. That's just the way it works. It's not, hey, the coach really likes you or whatever the case may be. So it's performance based. It's pretty cut and dry. There's no there's just no skirting the reality check that you're in because you're hurt or whatever. You just get moved, and then the next guy comes right back up.
So how do we address it here with NIL?
Well, that's
the question.
You're bringing I'm sorry, but you're bringing up a good point on just regardless of what it is. Capitalism wins every day. There's a dirty side of capitalism, and this is something new. And when you get academics, policymakers, and lawyers making the rules instead of like real coaches, like there should be a board of Nick Saban or bring back the guy from the just
Harbaugh?
Harbaugh. Just all these guys that know what's best for the game instead of leaving it up to people that are on a computer and make up all these policies and rules. It's just a reality, right? That's my thing.
Well, it's systemic, and it's a problem that starts off in high school, and how these kids are being coddled all the way up, and the fact that the college football, college baseball, I've gone through it with my oldest boy. My youngest is trying to get in the system, but there's no penalty anymore for if I don't play my freshman year, I'm just going to transfer and I can go play at Florida next year. Well,
very true.
Yeah, but you just mentioned something about high school, right? There could be a policy at a Catholic school that says if you use marijuana, I'm not against marijuana. I don't really care, whatever. I think it should be legalized, but the school has a policy against it. If you use it, you are banned or you're suspended or you're done from school. But if you're a football player and you're the number one recruit, you know what? We're going to let that slide.
That's happened.
And that's happened.
That's happened.
Yeah, not once.
Hundreds of times.
Maybe thousands.
Maybe thousands.
I mean, come on.
Millions of times.
I think America, I love America. America's great. We have the best country in the world. But these are the things that there's just no follow through.
Well, there's no follow through, and I'm going to end, and we're going to go to a break. But to Patrick's point, Patrick's 100% right. It's systemic. That my biggest issue with the NIL is the situation with the quarterback at UNLV and the guy from Southern Cal. You just quit on your team, and
Sucks.
that fundamentally to me is what's wrong.
Agreed.
Play the year out and then go, but you quit on your team 3-4 games in.
But then you're screwed.
But you're not screwed.
What's this dude going to do?
Well, he's going to redshirt now. Who's going to take him?
Florida State.
There will be a line, Scully.
There you go.
And it sucks. No, and
Found
and
the
I know we
team.
got to go to break, and you couldn't be more right. And it does suck that he let his team down, but I got to take care of me and mine.
No, you don't.
That's the fundamental problem.
Yeah.
But that's the
right
reality
there.
they
What
live
you
in.
just hit. We're going to end on that. Then we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to get into college football some more, but we're going to get into picking some great games this weekend. Again, thank you for watching and listening to the Reality Check. Please follow us on all our social media. And again, a big shout out to our good friends at 3 City Pizza. And we'll be back in just a minute. Thank you. And we're back. Boy, that first segment was interesting. Got a couple of hot button issues there. It's near and dear to my heart, and we got heated. So let's have some fun. Let's get back into doing what we do best.
Yeah.
We're going to go back into the college football realm, but we're going to talk about some games. And we've got a bunch of great games this weekend to pick. Obviously, Patrick's power picks have been killing it. Johnny, you've had some great words of wisdom on revelations. Thank you, Carl.
Yeah.
Thank you. Some revelations that have been incredible. So let's get and have some fun. The first game we got on the slate, the Louisville Cardinals are going to South Bend in the tall grass, and they're getting 6.5 from Notre Dame. See, Nick, why don't you lead us off? Give us some wisdom on the Notre Dame-Louisville game.
Here's Johnny.
So Louisville quarterback, 8 touchdowns this year. I think the line, are we picking the lines or are we looking at just the winner? What are we looking at?
I think here we're just picking winners.
All right. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. If we're doing that. Otherwise, Louisville.
Okay.
Take the point.
Jay, Nick?
Elaborate on that. Why would you go with the points on Louisville?
I like the quarterback. I think the quarterback is quality. Notre Dame does have a good running game. If they control the ball, however, they control possession, then Notre Dame might end up covering. But if not, I like the air attack in Louisville.
Okay.
How about that?
I think it's good.
How about
pick.
that? How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
How
Who
about
do you got?
that?
You got the Irish or the Cardinals?
It's a tough one, It really is. So
You going with God's team?
I am.
You got-
I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
You're going with Notre Dame.
I don't know why.
Touchdown
because
Jesus?
My touchdown Jesus. My head says go with Louisville, but I don't. It's kind of it's a toss up. So I
Well,
would.
6.5 is not so much a toss-up.
No, I know, but you know how it is. It's 6.5. It depends on who shows up and who's not dropping the ball and all that other crazy stuff. So my head says Louisville, my heart says Notre Dame. So I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
Okay. Patrick, I don't know if this is one of your power picks. If you're not, we can.
This is the worst game on the schedule of 2 ranked teams.
Exactly.
Put me to sleep. I'll pick Notre Dame. I will try to speak very clearly when I say this. Notre Dame.
Okay. Well, how about we'll get off God's team and we'll go on my team. My guys had a big win last week in Lincoln, but now they have the challenge of going to State College, Happy Valley, and playing the Penn State Nittany Lions. The 19th ranked Illini taking on the 7th ranked Penn State Nittany Lions and getting 19 points. Yoda?
Wow.
Yeah.
19 points is just a big, big number. I've learned not to go against the Illini. I will take Illini and the points. The quarterbacks are pretty much even, but again, that's a big number. Illini.
Johnny?
I can't. I've been riding them the whole season. So
Been riding Penn State?
yeah, no, I've been riding
The Illini?
Yeah. So Penn State is. I haven't really watched them too much, but I think it depends on what week they play. They're not. I don't know why they're 7th, to be honest with you. Seem more like a 12 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if there's not too much of a letdown where they just are too excited from beating Nebraska, maybe the coach has got them ready to play, and maybe they'll keep it close.
Well, the last time we won there was 2 or 3 years ago. We won in 9 overtimes. Remember the 9 overtime game?
I do.
Yeah.
They're just a different team this year.
We're physical. We're going to bat. Now, Patrick will love this. You have to remember one of the big things going on there this weekend at State College is they're honoring the '94 team.
Oh,
So the one positive for Illinois, you're going to have Marco and Goon and
Marco.
Pajana, 3 of the largest
Oh,
heads
very cool.
on the planet, sucking all the air out of the stadium.
I love all them guys. Come on.
But I know that the '94 team, which is undefeated for Penn State, so they're going back to honor them. But
That'd be awesome.
What do you think? That 19 points, man.
Does Penn State play Ohio State or Michigan next week?
They do not.
Okay. The only 2 teams Penn State loses to, unfortunately, are Ohio State and Michigan. I think Illinois will come in there and give them a good shot. I was wrong last week. Nebraska won. I was wrong picking Nebraska to win, and Illinois went in there and took overtime, but late it went to business, had a few bad calls and still overcame them. Penn State wins, Illinois covers. Sorry.
Can I elaborate on that?
You can elaborate.
I think if it's not a blowout, which is kind of an oxymoron, but it's a heartbreaker for the Illini, and I think it turns their season.
Do they play Penn State and Ohio? I mean, Michigan and Ohio State, Illinois?
Illinois plays their big two they have after this one. If they can win this one, they've got Michigan and Oregon.
Okay.
I think
the coach will have them ready.
New alignment of the Big Ten.
And it's not next week that they play. Well, it doesn't matter for Illinois. Their expectations low. So I think the coach can have them ready. I think they can go in there and punch them in the mouth. And if they do, to John's point, if it's close, Illinois has just as good of a chance to win the game outright. But there's a good chance that Penn State could blow them out.
Shake it back!
If there's a blowout, it's not going to be on the Illinois side, I guess is what I'm saying.
Maybe they don't win. I just don't see them getting beat by 20.
I agree.
But, okay, so you guys are on the hook. I'm taking my Illini. Obviously know where I'm at. Saturday night's a huge game, probably the biggest game of the day. The Georgia Bulldogs going into Titletown, into Tuscaloosa, and taking on the Tide. Georgia's given 2 to Alabama at home. It's Kalen DeBoer's first big game. And we just had a little flicker from the Hurricane in the studio. How about that, folks? Yeah. And we're still online. Gentry's back up. Way to go, Gentry. So, Carl, what do you think? The Bulldogs or the Tide?
Or the Tide. Again, Milroe, Beck, pretty similar numbers this year. Yards, touchdowns. What really stands out with Georgia, NTN? I mean, Georgia's what, 3-0?
Yes.
Okay. NTN, 0 touchdowns. So I'm going to take the home team. I'm taking Alabama.
Okay. I like it. Johnny?
That's just stupid, man. That's just stupid.
Thanks,
Can you play that soundbite for me?
That's just stupid.
Thank you. Georgia, this is a statement game. They have to win this game. I hope they're not all puckered up, but I just see ETN he's going to light it up, man. This is his breakout game. You couldn't be more opposite of what you're thinking. And I think Georgia wins by 10-13.
Wow. Patrick?
Very bold.
That's a bold statement there.
Georgia's last game was Kentucky, yes? They had a bye
last week.
Huh. That makes more sense why they only won by 2 points, because they didn't care about Kentucky and they were looking ahead to this game. Georgia rolls. Mark it down. Done.
Wow.
Nothing else is needed besides the Kentucky game. Said they were looking to this game. They destroy Alabama.
I'm dead sexy.
All right.
Very clean. Being very clean. Alabama gets throttled.
Okay. All right. The other game amongst ranked teams, Oklahoma State goes into Kansas State. Kansas State's given 4.5. See, Nick, what do you think there?
I will take the points. I'm going with Oklahoma State. Love the quarterback. Over 1,000 yards so far this year. Oklahoma State.
That's a bounce back game for them after getting beat. All right, Johnny.
That's the smartest thing he said all show.
Document that. Come on, let's go.
Two kind of, even teams. You gotta take the 4.5.
Take
right?
the 4.5.
Yeah.
Taking the road team going in and getting the 4.5.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So Oklahoma State is favored or is 4.5 point dogs?
Yep.
That makes zero sense. They don't go from last week to being favored against who was it that went in there and whipped them? Someone went in there and beat them.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
They got beat at home.
At home.
And they were the favorite. I mean, it doesn't matter. I digress. The point of the matter is this. That's a fishy line. The line is wrong. I got to have one of these every week. Kansas State, Oklahoma State pays the bookies.
Okay.
All right. And then
I love a good separation.
The last game we have on the slate, we put him on there every week. It's Coach Prime.
Yep.
Coach Prime comes to his home state of Florida to play University of Central Florida. And I think, Carl, what are they getting up there in Central Florida?
What
was it 14?
14.
I think Colorado's getting 14 points.
Yeah. Big number.
At UCF.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Again, it is a big number, 14. I was initially going to go with Coach Prime, but I am taking UCF and laying the points. I think, if the running game is just stout on UCF side, and it's not on Colorado's side. So I think if they can control the ball, they control the time, I think they're going to control the game. And
UCF.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny.
And I don't mean this to be, it's not a derogatory statement or a trying to like say one teams are better than the other, but you might have 4 teams in the country that are stout. You would say they're A+ organizations. They're playing it at a higher level than
like
everybody
a bond.
else. Yeah, exactly.
A bond rating.
Exactly. Thank you.
Very good.
So, whereas you have Colorado and UCF, say, they're kind of similar as far as organization, very similar as far as where I would say, like if you had to rate the team power rankings and everything, I don't understand that line.
Well, that's, and you make a good point, but that's why I'm taking him. I mean, Harvey, 8 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. Again, if they can go ahead and control the ball, I think that line is.
Well, that's an easy
reasonable
thing to do, to shut down Harvey, and then the
well,
line.
you got to shut down, Sador, right? You can't let him get, have his.
I just, so they're 2 teams, level wise, conference wise, playing at the same level, probably same athleticism.
All
and
right,
whatnot.
just say it. Say it. Come on,
Coach Prime.
Coach Prime.
All right, Trickster.
Guy.
We got one UCF and one Colorado.
Carl, where'd your kids go to school? All 3 of them.
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
UCF.
So there could
Go
be,
Knights.
There could be a little harmer pick there.
Well, no, not necessarily. Okay, maybe a little bit.
So you don't pull for them even when they don't play Colorado?
Oh, I always pull for them.
Okay.
All the time.
And you like him prime time because he's from here.
No, well, that was a couple of other games. I mean, I could care less. I just think they're both. If you have all the top 4 teams are A+, they're both A's. Like they're even. Like I don't see much separation between UCF and.
All right, where's this going, Trick? Come on.
Well, I think Colorado is Bon Joviing right now, and I'll let y'all think about that one.
Living on a prayer.
Oh, well done. After last week when they threw my eyes were shut and the guy happened to catch it and they got lucky and won in overtime.
Thank God, because I hit the over.
Yes, but
That's
once
cool.
again, it was a living on a prayer game. UCF wins, but they don't cover.
Yep.
Colorado's the money. Colorado's the bet. UCF's the win.
Okay. Well, I love you 3 experts, but I'm gonna actually join in on the picks here. UCF's gonna beat Colorado by 40. Because
Okay.
Colorado's soft and they're terrible on the road. So let's get into the man who makes us the money. It's time for Patrick's Power Picks.
Let's
Yeah,
baby.
go.
Let's
3
go.
Ps.
Let's go.
I have come here.
Just so everybody
to
knows,
bubblegum
you were
and
3-0 in
kick
college
ass.
last week.
In college, I was 3-0 and
Yes.
1-2 in pro. The Hurricanes, I think, are for real and nothing more than
I know we're living through it right now.
Define irony. So I had to pick them just for that sheer reason. They're laying 17.5. I think it's a Friday night game. They want to show the entire world they're for real. I think they cover. Georgia, we already talked about. I think they are going. Kentucky was a great example of a look ahead game. They weren't concerned with Kentucky. Kentucky was awful in their mind. They got punched in the mouth, still overcame it, all the while still looking at Alabama. So for 2 weeks, they've been looking, and they're going to go in there and lay root and show what's up.
Okay.
Or whatever. The other 2 I have are Ole Miss minus 17. I think they're the real deal. I've had them 3 weeks in a row. They've hit 3 weeks in a row. And Texas, I've had this will be the 3rd week in a row. So
The number 1 ranked Texas team.
Yes,
They actually jumped. They
did jump Georgia after that look ahead game. They had.
Which is why Georgia needs to win, because they
Agreed.
want. Yeah. So those are the teams, right?
Yes.
Ole Miss,
Ole Miss,
Texas,
Georgia.
Georgia,
Yeah.
Alabama. Any other teams in the running that are the top 4?
No. Well,
No.
Ohio State's there, but they I mean, come on.
Who
Well,
does Ohio State play?
they haven't yet. So that's the point.
I mean, so you look at all the other teams out there,
Yeah.
no candle.
And here's the thing. Texas is playing a pathetic Mississippi State team that just got beat by Florida pretty handily. You know,
Couple scores.
Good
Yeah.
job for our coach down there in Gainesville. He needed that win. He got it. He took care of business. Defense
Well,
looked a
that'd been
little
good
soft.
parlay. Florida,
Yeah.
Florida State.
It would have been, but I have to give Napier a little love. He was a little soft on D, but here's the thing: you win the game, you don't care. Spurrier was a little soft on D, but that dude would put up 1,000,000 points, and everyone loves offense.
You can score, you're going to have a chance.
Yeah, you get the coach that wins 10-7 like Muschamp, and you want to run him out of town. So he put up points. He took care of business, but Mississippi State is weak, and Texas is going to throttle them.
I love it.
Okay, so recap.
right.
We had Georgia going into Alabama.
Yeah, -2,
We had Ole Miss.
-17,
We had Texas.
minus 46.5.
And who was the first one?
Miami, minus
The
17
Hurricanes,
and a
the
half.
Friday night game.
Yes,
Okay.
So no dogs go to heaven.
Right.
not this week.
He's riding the favorites.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Always
those are my
bet on
four.
horse number 5.
That's right.
All right, we'll see you, my boy. He's hot in college, and he's overall for the year. He's making you money if you're paying attention.
Or Jocelyn's face. Remember that horse
Yeah,
Frank?
oh,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, Frank.
I am not going to say
Oh,
that for my
Frankie.
good friend Frank Papa
No,
Giorgio.
that was the name of the horse.
I
Jocelyn's
know,
face.
but he wanted Scully to have the
Oh,
chance.
I see. My bad. I just thought it was a cool name.
Yeah, so we're going to, as we go to break, remember to follow us on all of our social media, and we want to give a big shout out to our dear friend Bob Hamer from Coastal Title. We love you, Bobby. Thank you for your support, and we'll be back in just a minute as we transition to the National Football League. Thank you for watching The Reality Check. And we're back. Again, a big shout out to our good friend Bob Hamer from Coastal Title. Well, gentlemen, we are transitioning to the National Football League. And can anybody tell me who you think the best team is in the league right now?
The New York
Buffalo's
Jets.
3-0.
The New York Jets. No.
Buffalo's 3-0. They're the
Yes,
best
they
team.
are. They really haven't played anybody.
Kansas City's tainted because everyone thinks they get luckier. The rest let them win. So everyone bitches. Everyone complains about them getting calls and getting things like that. So
Unfortunately,
said they can't be the best, so that means the Bills have to be.
okay.
Love it.
All right. Well, let's get into analyzing some games. First one we have on the slate, the Vikings are heading into Lambeau to play the Green Bay Packers. Johnny, I'm going to have you lead us off this time. Give me some insight on the Packers going into the land of cheese.
Wow, this is no love for Shooter, even though I do have a soft spot for him, but I believe the Pack wins at home. They're tough. You know, Minnesota, they're on a run. And one thing I know about the NFL is if you look at the odds, they cover 50% of the time. So Minnesota's, they're going to take a dirt nap this. They're going to take a dirt nap this week. They're going to take a break.
Okay.
So
Sam Darnold comes down to earth is what you're trying to say.
F yeah.
Okay.
Well done.
Trickster.
Allow my nomenclature to be on point. Green Bay's at home, they win.
See, Nick,
All
help
right.
me here, because that's the same word he used on that gentleman from Papa John's Pizza at midnight and shook the guy up.
I don't know if our audience needs to go with Minnesota because, I'm on Green Bay as well. I think the defense has been playing extremely well. Not that Minnesota hasn't, but, Green Bay's at home and, lay the 2.5.
We don't know if Jordan Love's going yet.
True.
It doesn't matter.
Malik Willis has played really, really well these past 2 weeks.
Zero interceptions. Yeah.
And we think something's coming through the window from the hurricane right now, Gentry.
Right.
And you got some palm fronds thrown at the house.
I think it's all fair to say we all think that Minnesota's overachieving.
Yes.
I thought they would be 0-3, not 3-0.
They're 3-0.
Yeah, Donald's going to show
They're on
his
borrowed
colors.
time.
He's going to show his colors.
And even if Green Bay sucks, it's hard to beat them at home.
Right.
Yeah.
The hallowed grounds of Lambeau Field. All right, Johnny, we'll move to the next one. During the break, we were talking about who we thought, and just coming in, Patrick thought the Bills. Well, the Bills are going to the Ravens. Ravens are giving them 2.5.
I think the Ravens have to. That's a line that says Ravens. All right.
Okay.
So Ravens have to. They're ascending. They're clicking a little bit. Even though I believe the Bills are a far better team, the Ravens cover.
Wow. Well, Trick, you saw
Damn
last
straight.
week. You
You
saw
heard it
last
here.
week. He still had all 4 tires. He was running.
Okay, let's be honest. The first 2 weeks, was he even on the field? I mean, did they even start the car? I mean, for the 2 weeks prior, he did not seem the old Henry of himself. He barely ran. He got hardly any yards. His quarterback took most of the time. This week, however, I will certainly grant you that he looked like the Henry of old, the Henry of robust, the Henry of glory. They need to run him again like that. I don't think they will. Miami wins. Sorry, Bills win like they beat Miami in Miami. The line was 2, if I'm not mistaken, there, and they killed them.
They throttled them.
They knocked 2 out of the game. The line was 2 in Miami. It's 2 in Baltimore. They will forget how to use Henry. It was a splash in the pan. Bills win.
In that analogy, are you predicting a bad fate for Lamar Jackson?
No, I don't want anyone to get hurt. I hate to see Tua get hurt, but he better hand the ball off, or he could. There's a good possibility that could happen to him.
He'd take a shot.
Because the Bills are physical. I mean, it didn't even hardly hit Tua, but apparently knocked him into week 8.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the kid's got a mush melon. All right, see, Nick, are you jumping on the bandwagon? The Bills bandwagon?
Arizona, Miami, Jacksonville. I mean, Allen just owned Jacksonville. I love the way Henry's running. He is a beast. I think this is the first really tough game for Buffalo. And I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to lay the 2.5.
So we got 2 Ravens and a Bills. Oh, boy.
$2 bet, my friend.
I'm sniffing. No, sure. I'm always up for him. I'll do one with you. Once again, though, this usually happens at least once a show. Bet the house on the Bills.
What are you talking about? You took the Bills.
And y'all both took Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like me
not-
taking Georgia, y'all taking Clemson. Do I?
No.
I'm looking at this sheet so I can just glance down on it and read every week when this happens. When the 2 of y'all take a team and I take one, and my team wins and y'all both lose. Oh, let's see. Last week, App State. Nope, South Alabama's going to win. Crushed them. There was another NFL game. Actually, there might not have been an NFL game because you went 4-1 and so did I in NFL when I went back and listened to the deal. So you actually did really good on NFL.
I did damn
but
good.
we still had
I'm ascending.
We still had the Jags App State. Once again, the streak continues. So yes, I would love.
So
to do
this
a
is the
deal.
game you're saying, not any other game. This is the one.
Sure.
Okay.
Because we only had
Yeah.
one other one, and that was in college on something else. Oh, Kansas State. Yeah, and I don't really believe in that pick. I just did it to mess with y'all. But yes, I believe Buffalo wins. So $2 bet, Buffalo covers the 2 points. They're
Done.
getting 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll move on to the team that nobody thinks is worth it, being 3-0. They're going into Los Angeles to play the Chargers in SoFi. They're giving 7.5 to the Chargers at home. So what do you think, Johnny? Harbaugh, can he beat the Chiefs his first go around?
Harbaugh, he's going to cover.
Chargers plus the 7.5. You got them.
Definitely. Yep.
All right. See, Nick?
Lay the 7.5. KC's going to win this game. I mean, who did LA Chargers play? Who did they win?
They just lost to Pittsburgh
right, which
week.
is a tough game. Okay, but again, they had the Raiders and they had
beat
Carolina.
the Raiders.
Right, so they haven't played anybody other than the Steelers. So I am going with the 3-0, who's soon to be 4-0 Chiefs.
Trickster?
So the Steelers, who are 3-0 and good for them, that's awesome. Excuse me. Beat them by 10 points. They have no offense. They have a great coach. They have a great team. They find a way to win. Offensively, they are handicapped, if you will. Smoke and mirrors, fools, morons every time. Kansas City wins, and they cover.
Okay, so we got the Chiefs. All right, we move on to the Eagles.
Yeah, I picked the Chargers.
Oh, you took the Chargers. Two chefs and a Chargers. All right.
Exactly.
The Eagles coming down to the great state of Florida to play the Bucs in Tampa Bay. Eagles are given 2. Eagles are finding a way to win, even after Saquon drops a ball. Oop, we got another flicker from the Hurricane. We're all still here. Johnny, can the Bucs bounce back at home?
No, I don't see it. I think even with the Bucs' talent, I think they kind of, they have these fits and starts, and they kind of win a few games, and then they kind of go to sleep and hit Dale Mabry and hang out and party, and then basically they wake back up. I think the Eagles are more serious. And I love Baker Mayfield. I love all the players on the Bucs. I want the Bucs to win, but I look at I'd rather go with Hurts than Mayfield. So that's my
taking Eagles this week.
Yeah, that's my thing. And I like obviously Saquon. So I think the running game and the quarterback play for Eagles is superior than the Bucs. So that's my deal. And the Bucs don't have a really good defense, so yeah, Eagles.
All right, see Nick.
Yeah, point well taken. I mean, the Bucs are very weak on the run and on the pass. I think is Devonta and AJ Brown, are they playing this week? I believe.
Well, Devontae Smith is still in concussion protocol. I haven't heard about AJ.
Okay. Nonetheless, weak defense that the Bucs have. I mean, Philly's going to go 3-1. I like Philly.
Trickster.
I hope they stack the box on Barkley so he gets 0 yards.
Is that a fantasy football type of deal?
Go ahead, Carl. I'm sorry.
No, is that due to fantasy football because you don't have Barkley?
Well, no. Fantasy football, I hope he actually goes off and scores a gajillion points. So he goes up to $7 million, and all you people that have him for 3.5 have to sit on him and get 0 points for him, or drop him and then have to move up to get your beloved player back and pay $7 million. So no,
is somebody butthurt?
So
here?
You asked me a question, I'm answering it, and I'm being very clear on it. I hope he goes off, but I think what they should do is stack the box because if Devontae Adams is out with a concussion,
Devontae Smith,
yep, that guy, and the other Brown, Alex, what's his name?
AJ Brown
isn't playing again. Hurts has no one to throw the ball to. They're not even the same team when it's just Brown out. Imagine the top 2 guys out. The tight end had a game of his life, our career last week, and kept him in contention and allowed him to Barkley to break off that long run. If the Bucs are smart, they're going to stack the box. Barkley has proven in New York he can't run against a stacked box, and I think Tampa Bay could pull out the win.
Okay. So we got 2 Eagles and a Tampa Bay Buck.
Wow.
All right. And the last pro game we got before we get into fantasy updates, the old Redskins. I'm sorry, the Commanders.
You had it right.
Going
I know that's a 4-letter word now, but I still will say Redskins.
Thank you, buddy. Going to the Valley of the Sun to play the Cardinals. Cardinals are given 3 to the Commanders. What do you think, Johnny?
Would lay Cardinals.
Okay. All right, see Nick.
Cardinals played like crap. They've been kind of lazy. I think they sort of get a little bit more precise, dial it in. Even the Commanders have a good defense. I think
quarterback looked pretty good Monday night.
Yeah, whatever. It's a Monday night. They less time to prepare, all that other BS. Cardinals at home. I think Kyler Murray wants to win this game. So he makes up his mind. He can play. That's all there is to it.
All right, see Nick.
Yeah, Arizona has the tougher schedule out of the 2. Play Detroit, the Bills, Rams, kind of a weak defense, but nonetheless, I would definitely lay the 3 points and take Arizona.
All right. Trickster?
I agree with both of them, so I'm taking Washington.
Okay. Good pick. All right, let's move on to the area that you three know the best, because I am not going to get involved because I am in DFL.
Not for long, Scully. This is your week.
Yeah, it's my week. I'm going to win fantasy this week. But Johnny, give me your transition. Who do you think's hot and who's not right now?
Well, obviously Saquon's hot. We called it right last week. Kamara didn't do anything, so that was a good call. I'm gonna go with Henry again. I know I've been riding Saquon for the last 3 weeks. I think Henry has a chance to do some separation, and then the not only because he's just been on fire, and I think this is just a kind of sleeper game, take a nap, kind of whatever is Jefferson.
Oh, okay.
And right now, who's not hot is my big buddy over here, Mr. Trick. He looks like
he is not.
He looks sad to me today. I don't know what's going on.
Very glum.
And very glum. I'm just, you know what?
Maybe you missed the call or the raspy voice. I don't feel good. I am sick.
All right. So,
but I still showed up to work hurt.
All right.
We love your T-shirt.
Yeah. I want to see a smile out of you. A little bit of.
I'm here to
your jovial self.
Be direct.
I am the greatest.
Okay.
Something's happened, buddy. Come on. You just got a frown on your face.
I'm saying what I got to say. I give you my opinion. Apparently, I was on fire. See, I spent it all in the first episode.
All right.
And then I died.
All right.
And then I can't breathe. I sound like I've had 18 packs of cigarettes.
All right. I got you.
So,
all right.
It's not good.
Well, while you're trending, we'll keep you so you don't.
It's not the same when you're not,
Who's hot and cold, Tricky?
Well, I did get it right with Tyreek. He did not have a good week for his standards.
Yes.
I did miss a swing and a miss bad on Kelsey. I thought he would really come out, and he didn't. So I dropped that. I like CeeDee Lamb to be a good deal because Dallas has to get back on the track. Giants are just the place to do it because they don't like each other. It's the Skins are playing too well right now. Philly's playing too well. They got to have some.
That Dallas game's tonight, right?
It's tonight, and I know people won't be able to hear it. That's why it's not on my. It would be one of my picks for the deal, but people can't play it because it gets off too late. And by the way, all my picks for the record are for entertainment purposes only. So don't sue me because you listened to me and you lost. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have a great game.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I really do. And then I think the person who is unfortunately catching at the wrong time, it's in the same game, is Danny Dimes. The dude's not good anyway, but he's going to have a horrible, he might get negative points tonight because I think Dallas is going to be ready.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Good choices. See, Nick, you got some Yoda wisdom on the fantasy?
Well, Garrett Wilson, going against Surtain, and Surtain covered some top receivers. So he's always shadowing the top guys. And, out of the 3 weeks, I think the guys that he covered have 0 touchdowns, maybe 75 yards between the three of them. And one of those guys is Mike Evans with Tampa. So I think he's going to still have a bit of a challenge this week. I do like, Caleb Williams. I think
now that warrants a laugh, and I don't even have the energy to do it.
And
so
the reason
the reason why is because he sucks so bad. The reason
why is because
if he was doing the high jump, you could step over it.
They're playing the Rams. They have an extremely weak defense against the run and the pass.
Caleb
and you just watch.
Yes, you suck.
Please put him on your fantasy team.
All right.
Yeah, put your money where your mouth is.
You know what? Maybe I have.
Maybe I have. Chance. Pigs will fly.
We will check that later on.
Unicorns. The unicorns are
That's
out
just
there.
stupid.
All right.
Never play leapfrog with a unicorn.
Well, it's time to finish this segment with the professional version of Patrick's Power Picks.
Okay.
What do you got this week, brother?
I like the Aints to bounce back because they, I think they want to make a statement. I felt Philadelphia was going to be a loss in the beginning. It came to be true.
Okay.
I think they go and they, I believe, are they down? Are they getting 2 or are they down 2? I can't remember. They're plus 2.5. They went outright. Pick the Aints to win. The Bills, once again, we have our $2 bet on. Apparently, if you're catching 2, so all the favorites in college ball, all the dogs in the pros, because I like the Bills catching the 2. Well, I just lied. Sorry, I contradicted myself. And the other one are the Bungles, -4. They have to get a win. They cannot go into Carolina and lose. If they do,
Zach
done.
Taylor's getting fired.
Yeah, well, and I think Burrows after the game on Monday night went in there because apparently that was a stank, a big pile of poop. He followed him into the room after the game, and instead of leaving with everyone else, he went on the sideways to go to meet with the head coach and the defensive coordinator. Apparently, it was a very positive meeting. So
really, I hadn't heard that. Okay.
Oh yeah. So if they cannot beat Carolina by 4, their season's over.
Yeah.
And Carolina
that.
actually played really well last week.
Yeah, I agree, but that's the thing. So they got the one win out of the way.
Okay.
So now they can relax.
All right. So recap: you're going with the Bengals, the Saints,
and the Bills. Bills are catching 2. Saints are 2.5 either for either one. Saints, Bills, and you're laying 4 with the Bungles.
Okay. Patrick's power picks.
Sexy bitch.
Who's the other team that's 3-0 that's out west?
Minnesota's
3-0. The Buffalo's 3-0.
Pittsburgh's 3-0.
Freaking Seattle.
And Seattle's 3-0.
So I would lay
the Sea Chickens.
wood against the Sea Chickens.
The Sea Chickens, yeah.
Just come on.
Are they traveling or are they at home?
Doesn't matter.
I think they're at home.
They are overachieving. I'll give it to him. DK Metcalf's looking good.
Yeah.
Geno Smith put up huge numbers.
Yeah, and I didn't think he had the in him. I guess that $25 million is being spent well.
All right, so we got Patrick's power picks. When we come back, we're going to get into final thoughts from the guys, shooters this day in sports. We want to again thank a big shout out to our friends at 3 City Pizza. Please follow us on all of our social media, and thank you for watching and listening to the Reality Check. We'll be back in just a minute. Thank you. Welcome back to the Reality Check. Again, big shout out to our friends at 3 City Pizza. Well, gentlemen, we're right in the middle of this Hurricane Helene. Thank God Gentry and his team was able to get us in and get this done today before the weekend. But Johnny, give us some final thoughts before we head out and try to navigate the floods.
Ooh. Well, so I was in Chicago with a gentleman. His name was J.H. Took me to this blues bar. It was out on the outskirts of the city of Chicago. It was an awesome spot. And I'm listening to this song of this gentleman sing. And this place has been there. It's a plaque on the outside. It's been there for over 100 years. And I didn't understand the lyrics of the word, but maybe some people out there can help me and kind of give us a feedback. But he was singing, my lady's got 2 cats, one in the front and one in the back. You guys from Chicago, does anybody know what that means?
Sounds perverted.
I don't know, but I thought it was it was really cool little spot. I thought it was a cool song. I was there with Kelly and he was pretty cool. It was a really good blues. So 2 cats.
All right. Thank you, shooter. Oh boy. All right, John. That's all. You're always eventful. There you go. Well, Trickster, what is sanding your paper this week?
Well, besides having a cold that I've been fighting for a week now, these people that bet ESPN they irritate me so much. They sand my paper. they're supposedly the best odds maker of the round, and they're so awesome. They're awful. 1, 2, though she is an attractive young lady, her pick of all picks on Sunday, you would think might be a total of a game, might be a point spread of a game. I'll even settle for a team total. No, not those are too hard. I'm going to give you that Alvin Kamara rushes on a single rush for over 15.1 yards.
Seriously.
That was her pick.
I don't think it came in.
I don't care if it came in or not. Well, I mean, are you trying to dial it down so small so you look better that you can say, oh, I went 1-0 last week? Half the people that are betting, unless you are in Vegas or you have something like we do here with the Seminoles and Hard Rock, can't even get that stupid bet. It's not out there. It doesn't exist. So the people you were talking to are such a small amount. Why don't you lady up, because we don't want to upset anyone about, gender, and pick a game, pick a total, pick a team. I don't care. I'm so sick of these player individual bets that I could scream.
Check this out. She said when Caleb Williams, the first game of the season, is going to throw a pick. No pick. I mean, it's like that's the whole thing. It's basically something that you can't bet.
And here's the thing:
the bet.
You're literally basing your bet on one person, as opposed to back in the old days when you had to rely on the entire team to either punch them in the mouth and win by a certain number. This is even before you had totals, or you went with the other team because you thought they would punch them in the mouth, and you relied on the entire team. These people are so weak and such a bunch of not good people that they can't make a pick without it being just so small and singular and precise that they would have almost better than a 50-50 shot of this happening, because if they have any inside information, it's like, oh, we're going to hammer the rock with Kamara today, which if Adam Scheffler can get it, I know these people can get it.
I don't think that came in.
So I don't think it did either. But I mean, I'm tired of them being so weak and a bunch of not good people and not making good picks. Make a pick a team, pick a total, be done. I'm tired of them picking players, and that's what Sam's my favorite today.
Wow.
I have to, I'm going to give you the golf clap, because sitting watching you on microphone right now, trying not to use profanity.
I don't think I said one word.
Maybe the funniest damn thing I've seen.
Right. This is comical. I like it.
Good.
So next show, how many, just let them go. How many profound words does Trick use next week?
Oh, I will use so many words that half the audience will not understand what I'm saying.
His nomenclature.
They are going to have to break out a dictionary to understand what I'm actually, the words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay. I assure you of that. It will go so far above their feeble heads, but that's okay.
Okay. All right, Yoda. Give us some Yoda knowledge.
Oh, wow. I'm going to drop a bomb on you guys today. This is more of a factoid. And, we talk about goats, greatest of all time. Well, Suscrofa domesticus. Do you know what that is, guys?
Sounds like something down under.
Okay. It is the domestic pig. Okay. The domestic pig is quite a goat. Okay. Greatest of all time. Do you know what he's the champion for?
Bacon.
Well, but
pork chops.
Oh my God.
Pork loin.
He is the champion of having the mammal that has the longest orgasm. That is very true. You ask how long the orgasm is?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
I know. And we all want to know that. He has the longest orgasm. It's 30 minutes to 90 minutes of an orgasm. Talk about a goat. Talk about a goat. There you go.
Is that the female pig or the male pig?
It's the male pig.
Because if it's the female pig, that's just miserable.
Out of all mammals.
This is a goat or a pig?
No, it's a pig. It's a domestic pig.
He's the goat of all time orgasms.
The greatest of all time.
So how long does it take the female to orgasm?
I have no knowledge on
He's
that.
got to do some research on that.
If I know anything, it's
So-
180 minutes.
All right, shooter.
So that's
shooter.
why my wife calls me a sexist pig.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I see
well
what you did there.
done,
Well
Johnny.
played. Well
All right,
played.
boys.
Shooter, bail me out here.
Today in sports. In 1861 at the Prestwick Golf Course Club, the old man, Tom Moore Sr., beats Willie Park Sr. by 4 strokes to win the British Open.
On this day?
Yeah.
Wow.
1861. In 1973, this is actually very interesting. Wilt Chamberlain signed with the ABA San Diego Conquistadors, 3-year, $1.8 million. However, the LA Lakers took him to court and won, and that he was not allowed to play for another team after he played for them. So he wound up going and coaching them, not playing.
Interesting.
And in 1993, the U.S. beats Europe 15-3 to win the Ryder Cup. Our birthdays today, because it seemed like we've got some celebrities, not actual sports, because it seemed like everyone that played cricket had a birthday today, and I just didn't give a damn about the cricket. So today, Bruce Springsteen, the boss, turned 75, and Linda Hamilton.
Nobody likes the boss anymore.
Linda Hamilton, the one that took down
The Terminator.
Terminator, turned 67.
Wow.
Deaths today, my friends. It's a sorry day in the golf world. Byron Nelson died at age 94, 5 majors, 19 tournaments of a blood disorder. And our trivia of the day, boys. What 2 rookies in pro basketball, men and women, what 2 players averaged 18 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and 8.5 assists per game? What 2 players in the history of basketball?
Caitlyn Clark, women's.
Ding, 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 ding. That's one.
And MJ.
Michael Jordan.
It's MJ. Yeah.
Those are,
Wow.
yeah, that's pretty big.
That's all right.
And that's your
Hey.
today in sports.
Thank you,
Thank you,
buddy.
Shooter.
Thanks, Shooter.
Well done.
Well, guys, I want to get it right out of the studio. Be safe getting home. Just one little update as we close. Last week, I signed off, wishing my son good luck. Faced 20 batters, struck out 9. Now this week, he's been asked to play in the AZ Draft Prospect Classic. So, Jackie, stay hot, kid.
Right on,
Hit
right
bombs,
on.
Good luck.
throw
Good luck.
gas,
Good
and
luck.
use that wipeout slider. Dad loves you. This is all from the Reality Check, and we will see you next week. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Be safe out there.